This video is a code walkthrough for a simple shopping list program that was given to students as a task. It hopes to show them how they would solve the problem. If you wish to access the code, there is a link to it there. Okay, first thing we do is just going to load up the code that students were given. Using Replit online editor here, a very useful coding tool. So that we don't destroy the original code that students were given, I'm going to just create a branch of the program to store the recording in that we're doing here today. Another useful feature of Replit, linking up nicely with GitHub to do this. Okay, to start with, the first thing we needed to do was just to display all of the items that were in the shopping list. So we've got a list called shopping, and simply we're going to iterate through that list using a for statement there to go and get the items and display them one at a time. Next, we've got to open up the shopping.txt file in read mode. Once we're finished with it, we're going to need to close that file so that the program can be reopened later to do some writing to it to add items and things into it. Okay, so once we've got the handle to the open file, we can iterate through each of the lines of text that are in the file one at a time, and then we can simply append each of these items to our list called shopping, like so. One issue that we might have with this though, we'll see in a minute when we run the code, is that as it opens up and reads, a little bug first of all to fix, so 914, okay, so we need the wrong variable name there, that should be line. Okay, let's try rerunning the code again now. And you'll notice that when it prints it out, oddly, there's like kind of lines between each of the different items that were in the text file that we'll be reading. So that's because there's new line characters on the end of them. So we're going to simply add the string operator of .strip to remove these. And when we rerun the code again, you'll see that it's fixed it. Okay, so now that our program is reading things in, let's see how we add things. Quite simple. In the menu here, we just go to the point where we're going to do shopping.append the item that the user has inputted. So that's nice and easy. And as you can see, choose the menu option, type in our item, and there it is, using our display code to show us what we've got. Okay, next thing would be to delete items. Let's have a look at how we would code this. Okay, first thing that we're going to need to do is we'll need to find out where in the list the item is we're trying to delete. We need an index into the list for that. But before we do that, we need to just check that the item is actually in the list in the first place. So we have this code, if item in shopping, then we will set a new variable called index equals shopping.index. So we're calling a method, a list method. We pass it a value and we'll find the index of where that is in the list. Now on the shopping list, we're going to call the method called pop, which removes an item from a list given the position like so. So those couple of lines will check that it's in there, find the right place, and then delete the item that's at that point. So here we go, we're going to add our eggs again. Now we're going to run delete. We're going to tell it we want to delete eggs. And as you can see, it's gone away there and it's deleted that for us. Okay, so it's deleting now, and we're adding. The last thing to do is when we exit our program, we need to write the file out with the correct shopping list as we exit the program. So this time we're opening the file, but instead of read mode, in write mode. This will delete everything that is in the file at the moment. And then what we're going to do is we're going to iterate through the shopping list, getting each of the items out of the list one at a time. Then we're going to use the file handle we have, and we're going to use the write method to output the item into the text file from the list. We're also adding a new line character so that they don't all appear one after each other in the file. They're on a separate line, each of them. And finally, we simply just got to close our file and just go and check that the code that we've added is all fully working. So as you can see, we've just got 3 items in there. We run our code and we add a new item into our list. This time again we'll have our eggs. Instead of deleting it this time, we're just going to simply see that if we exit our application, it then will have written it into the text file for us. You can see REPL just finishing closing the file off. If we rerun our code for the last time now, this time you can see as it reads and displays the shopping list at the start, there we go, it included eggs. Okay, thanks very much for watching, hope that's a help.